plant community, I'm Pam and I have a plant update for you guys. Hello plant community, welcome to my channel, and as I mentioned earlier, I actually have a plant update from an earlier plant haul that I did. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please take a look and check out the plants and unbox them with me. Now today I'm just going to provide an update on how the plants have been acclimating to my home, if I've had any issues, and just show you guys how they've been doing. Now since the plant haul, I've had the plants in my home for, I say, a period of 3 weeks now, and I'm going to show you the plants in order of size. I'll start with the smallest one and work my way up. Now the first plant that I want to show you guys is the Philodendron Painted Lady. This was actually special, free plant with purchase. So I didn't spend anything on this plant. It was actually free. It's in a 4-inch pot. It's a juvenile plant, but I just love the speckleness on the leaves, which is why I wanted the plant. So I was really excited when this was actually a free plant with a purchase. The more mature forms of this plant can be quite pricey, and I'm on a budget, so whenever I can see a deal and it's a plant that I'm really interested in, that's when I try my best to jump on it. Now so far, since I've had the plant, this leaf has unfurled, and I have about 2 other leaves. One right here that's trying to unfurl and shoot up as well. And then I have another one on this side, this little one right here. And this leaf right here, I haven't lost any leaves, but this leaf looks like I will be losing it. As you can see, it's very limp. And it's hanging on by a thread. So I might actually just cut it, actually when I finish doing this filming. But isn't it beautiful, you guys? It has a little bit of crispiness right here on the leaves. But I keep it actually in here in my sunroom. It's sitting on one of my tables where it's receiving some bright and direct light from 2 angles of the windows. One is my east facing window. I'm sorry, I'm not 100% sure about the complete direction of these windows on this side, but I believe it's my east facing window, and it's receiving lights from my west facing window, but it's also receiving direct light from my Sansi light. It seems to like it. It's in a very coarse mixture of, seems to be perlite, regular potting soil with some orchid bark. And since it is in my plant room and it's getting a lot of sunlight, it has been using up a lot of energy. Thus, I have to water it a little bit frequently than I would if I actually had this plant inside my home. But it seems to be doing good. So far, so good. No pest problems. I haven't really had any problems with it so far. So, I'll just keep it updated if any changes are made to this plant. So the next one that I'm going to share with you guys is actually one of my ultimate favorites. And this is called, and let me make sure I pronounce the word correctly, the scientific name is Nemanthus crassifolius. And this is the champagne jam plant. I really love it for obvious reasons. One would be that backing. Look at that, you guys. It is beautiful with that lime light green color and the richness of this strawberry or burgundy-like color. And I love the darkness of the leaves. And it's a real hardy leaf. It's like a leathery type feel with beautiful, beautiful thick stems. And so far, so good. If you check out my plant unboxing, if you haven't, when I was actually unboxing this, if memory served me correct, I did lose a couple of leaves in the unboxing. They were kind of wet, and it just didn't survive the travel. Since I've had this plant, I want to say maybe 1 or 2 leaves I have lost, but it still looks, for the most part, still pretty full. And when I unwrapped the plant, it was wrapped in like a cellophane wrapping where it was pushing the leaves up. So when I unwrapped it, all the leaves were kind of like up like this. But since then, it's relaxed a bit. And I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming this is the natural way that it's supposed to look. I don't think it's supposed to stick straight up. I don't know. I have watered it just once. I believe this plant likes to dry out from my what I'm seeing. And I'm not 100% sure or happy with whatever's going on with the soil mixture. It's very spongy like. It's really hard for me to even stick my finger in it to feel whether or not if it needs water. So I definitely use my moisture meter when I check to see how dry it is. I think in the growing season I might actually just change the soil out. Like I said, I'm not really happy with it. I don't know if it's supposed to retain. It doesn't seem like it seems like it's like a sand mixture, a possible cocoa coir mixture. Not 100% sure, familiar with the planting medium that's in this pot, but that's what I'm gathering that it is. But so far so good. I have it in my dining room. It's getting some light from my Sancy light, and it's sitting below an east-facing window where it's getting damp light. So far so good. It seems to be okay. I'm going to keep an eye on it as I do with all my new plants to see if it does any type of drastic change and if I need to make any changes with my plant care. Now my last plant and my largest one is my Fascia Japonica. Guys, isn't this plant gorgeous? I mean, really, it is really gorgeous. It's really an underestimated, underrated plant in my personal opinion. I just love not only the shape of the leaves, the pattern of the actual leaf itself. I love the shape of the leaf. And look at that frosted-like color. So it's like variegation of light with the green. And it feels a little bit thicker. By looking at the leaf, you would think it's like a thinner leaf, like maybe like an oak tree type of leaf, but it's really thicker than I would expect. Now, it came in one stalk, but it's rewarding me with a lot of shoots from this one stalk. And since I've gotten it, since I've had it, this leaf right here, it has been providing. Now, the petioles feels a little, I don't know if that's just dirt. Yeah, that's just dirt. I thought it was a little fuzziness, but no, it's just a little dirt. Now, since I've had this plant, when I unboxed it, it was completely in the best of health, completely all together, no bad leaves. And so far, I believe I lost maybe 1 or 2 leaves that fell from this plant. I like the soil mixture that's in here because the soil mixture is very water retaining. And what I've learned from this plant is this plant does not like to completely dry out. It wants to stay moist but not wet. It reminds me of similar care as of almost of a Maranta as far as the watering. Now, in regards to the light, this plant loves bright indirect light. So I actually have this sitting also in my dining room, but I have it like on a pedestal and it's sitting directly below my Sancy grow light, and it's receiving some indirect light from my east-facing window, and it seems to be happy there as long as I don't let the soil completely dry out. It will provide you with information or let you know when it needs water, as most plants will do. This plant, you will see it distinctively droop down, but if you give it water and wait a few hours, it will come back up and still be strong as ever. I've also had experience so far just with this one leaf. So as you can see right here, guys, there's like crispiness of the leaves. And I believe that's just coming from maybe this plant requires a little bit more humidity. Right now, the average humidity in my home would range between 45%. So I'm not 100% sure if it needs a bump up in humidity. And usually that's the crispiness of the leaves. It is an indicator of a humidity issue. Once again, this is only on just this leaf. I haven't really seen it completely on any of the other leaves. And I don't really mind too much crispiness on the leaves. I think it gives the plant a little bit of character, in my personal opinion. But if it seems like it's going to really be a problem and it's going to spread throughout the course of the entire plant, then I may decide to move it and bring it in here in my sunroom where I have a humidifier that's set at 50% and is also being bumped up really because of the sunlight. I have a lot of windows in here and it receives a lot of sunlight. So if it seems to spread, I will bring it in here. But for the most part, I'm pleased with the location of where I have it at currently. And it is a showstopper, and it is a conversation piece. Um, Believe it or not, some people say, "Oh, this reminds me of like a marijuana leaf or something like that," but I'm not sure. But I love it nonetheless. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 updates on my plant haul. Once again, if you haven't checked it out, please experience the unboxing with me, and that way you can actually see the before, and I just showed you guys the after. As I mentioned, this is it. If you love foliage as much as I do, guys, and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe, hit that like button, or hit the unlike button. I appreciate the support either way. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.